you guys for tuning to my channel. This is Tarot with JoJo 777, and I am JoJo, and I'm back to give you guys a talk time. All right, so talk time with JoJo. So this one's gonna be about a wounded woman's tears. So yesterday when I was speaking to you guys, when I did your all's reading, I was talking to you guys, and I was like, some of you guys have went through a situation, and it's like the tears of a woman that's wounded. And I was telling you guys, I was elaborating in the reading, I was saying that, you know, you really got to be careful with who's who in this world. You know, nobody knows anyone's spiritual ranking, so it's very important to make sure that we're kind to each other, you know, that we're very genuine. I know they say, like, people ain't shit nowadays, but there still are good people out here, you know. So it's like some of you guys could have been in a situation, and it's like you could have really gave your everything to someone, okay, very genuine, very loving, very caring. And it's like I'm getting like this person could have deceived you, they could have betrayed you, okay. A lot of deceptive energy really hurt you in some type of way, and it's like you could have cried, okay. But it's something about, it's like some type of pain. It's like I'm getting like, you know, y'all could have endured like a lot of pain. There's something about your tears, all right. I was telling you guys about, you know, I was going to do a video for you guys to talk about, you know, the power of crying, okay, the power of a wounded woman crying. That's what I was getting for you all. Some of you guys could be creating a website, because I just got an email about that. I already got my website, but they just emailed me about something else. So some of you guys could be creating a website. But I was telling you guys about the power of that, okay, and how it instantly causes karma, okay. It's like your tears instantly bring karma, okay. A lot of people think that, you know, and this is not a men bashing situation either, okay. I know these past two videos, and I'm gonna do something for, okay, and I'm gonna do something for, you know, my divine masculine as well, but it's like really, I'm really targeting like divine feminine right now, because like I said, you know, this is the year of the divine feminine, you know, the year of the 9, so it's like the energy is very, very high, okay. And it's like I'm getting like I was telling you guys yesterday, I was telling you guys about how it works, you know, how it works when you shed those tears, okay. If you've loved from a very genuine, authentic place in your heart, and someone deceived you, okay, or betrayed you, and you could have cried about the situation, okay, it's like something about the raft of your tears, okay. So I'm going to break it down to you guys. I wrote it down. I'm going to break it down to you guys how this all works and how it's aligned with the universe and the divine and all of that nature. Okay. So I wrote it down. It's like 3 pages, y'all. So I had to write it down because it's like I was not about to remember all of this. Or I could have remembered it, but it's like it wouldn't have been the way that I nicely put it on paper. Okay. It's like, you know, it's more organized here versus me just rambling off. All right, so I'm going to read to you guys what I wrote down, and I pray that this really helps you guys, you know, bring you guys some type of clarity, you know, because like I said, you know, in the readings that we do, I'm going through a transition myself. I'm going through a major transformation as well, and it's like in this transformation, it's like I feel like I'm being called somewhere else, you know, I'm being called to do something else. So it's like I don't want to leave you guys stranded. I don't want to leave you guys hanging, but it's like I feel like it's just deeper, you know, it's like something's just really deeper. So when I do the tarot readings, I tell myself, I say, okay, well, I can come at resolution, you know, given when we do tarot, when I do the readings, it's always about the problems, you know, the drama, the trauma, the chaos, like all the madness and craziness that's going on, you know, but it's like, I like resolution, you know, because it's like what we don't want to do is as we evolve and we heal on this journey, you know, it's like, you want to make sure that you continue to grow. You know, what we don't want to do is we don't want to stay stuck in that pain. We don't want to stay stuck in betrayal. We don't want to stay stuck in hurt, no drama, no trauma, no chaos, okay? We don't want to do that. We want to cross the street, okay? We want to evolve. We want to go to the next level. We want to protect ourselves from other negativity, all right? But it's like growing from the pain, you know? So I tell myself, whatever the reading is about, I'll elaborate in a talk time with you guys. And I'll give you some type of clarity, some type of guidance as to how you could grow spiritually, you know, from the situation, from the pain, from the betrayal. All right. So like I said, this one's going to be about the power of a wounded woman's tears. I'm going to read to you guys what I wrote down, and then I'll elaborate a little bit more if needed, you know, once the video's over. And it's not going to be a really long video. You know, I do this talk time because it's like I want to create shorter content because it's like, you know, I know my readings be like an hour long, you know, majority of the time, because I really want to get into the detail and this and the other. But it's like this right here is short and sweet. You know, the truth don't really cost for too many words. All right, so it's like these videos are going to be like short videos, you know, really short, quick, inspirational videos. I got a couple of affirmations in here as well that I'm gonna do with you guys as well. You know, you can either replay this video, you know, write the affirmations down, you know, repeat these affirmations, those of you guys who's going through this. All right, so I'm gonna read to you guys what I wrote down. All right, so like I said, this episode is gonna be about, you know, for the woman who cried in silence, who wept in the darkness, who loved from a deep sacred place and was met with betrayal. This is a message of power, truth, and divine justice. Because there is a spiritual force behind a wounded woman's tears, especially when her love was pure and it was played with. All right. Let me make sure my meditation ain't too loud. Y'all want to be screaming. All right. So let's talk about the frequency of a woman's tears. When a good woman cries, she releases more than emotion. She releases spiritual energy. Her tears are not weakness. They are sacred codes. They are prayers. They are truth. A woman's cry has always been tied to the divine movement. In every ancient culture, feminine grief was seen as a summons to spirit. Her tears do not fall to the ground unnoticed. They rise, they echo, and they call justice forward, especially when her love was intentional and met with deception. So listen, I want to tell you guys, you know, I'm not here to convert atheists into believers or anything of that nature. However, I do want to say the divine feminine is something about the womb, the tree of life, you know, it's something about your womb, okay? We are in the year of the divine feminine. So it's like you're seeing a lot in the collective energy. You're seeing a lot of women. We're waking up, we're tapping into our energy, we're tapping into our femininity. You know, you get a lot of women, they're going into that soft girl era, you know, tapping into spirit, tapping into your true divine power, okay, stepping into your femininity and being very confident in it. You know, it's like you're seeing a lot of that, stepping into your power, you know. We're seeing that all over the world, you know. And so it's like, for so long they have for so long, it's like they've taken the woman out of everything. You know, they've taken the woman out of everything. You know, if we go back to the beginning of times, okay, and we get to that woman, that womb, that woman, okay, when we get into that, the only thing that's able to create life is a woman, okay? Mother Nature is mother for a reason. Mother Nature, the universe, okay? So when we get into that whole whole collective of the power within a woman, you know, you bring life. So it's like, you know, a lot of times it's like we've been beat down so bad. You know, we've been beat down so bad. They've taken away our human rights. Hell, we can't even abort if we wanted to. You know, like it's just it's so much, you know, power within a woman, and they've it's like today's society has made it into a way of looking down on the woman. You know, like taking her power away, and it's like, no, call your power back, okay? So it's like, you know, that year of the 9, it's like the woman is calling her power back. You know, divine feminine energy is waking up. It's getting back, calling your power back, getting back in line. Okay, it's like something like that. So, you know, they went from, you know, and please don't, I don't want to hear the bashing about this when I say this, but the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Let me tell you, it was the mother, the father, and the child originally. You know, so it's like when you really get into that, you know, it's like you really got to tap into why they're taking the woman out of everything. You know, it's I'm telling y'all, it's something, you know, when you really tap into it. And I've been in a deep meditation, you know, and I'm not gonna get too deep into this because it's gonna lead into a different video that I'm gonna do for you guys. But it's just something about the divine feminine, you know. It's something about it. Okay, let me get back to this video though, because I'm about to go down a whole other rabbit hole, and I don't want to do that with y'all right now. Okay, but anyways, when a man plays with a woman who was sent to heal him, when he lies, manipulates, deceives, and drains her, not realizing she was a divine appointment, he doesn't just betray a person, he betrays God's mercy on his life. You see, a good woman just isn't someone's girlfriend. She's a healer, a mirror, a vessel. And when her love is dismissed, mocked, or used, the universe records it. See, this is deep, y'all. Pretty good writer. And her heartbreak activates karma. All right. There is something metaphysical about the tears of a wounded woman. They are encoded with spiritual charges. They send a signal to the universe calling balance to be restored. Okay, not revenge, not punishment, but balance. You can't break someone who was sent to build you and expect blessings to continue flowing in. That's why life starts crumbling around the men who mishandle divine women. Careers fall apart, friendships become toxic, they attract what they inflicted because her tears carry truth, and truth always returns. You know how they say truth sets you free? Truth always returns as well. Okay, when a good woman weeps, heaven listens. She may not retaliate, she may not expose the lies, but her soul cries out to the divine, and that cry doesn't go unanswered. Okay, I'm gonna get a little biblical with you guys just for a quick second. It's very slight. But Psalms 56 verse 8 says, "You have collected all my tears in your bottle." Every tear counts. Every ache is known. God does not play when it comes to his daughters. The same woman they use will be the same woman they watch rise. The same heart they broke will be the same heart that becomes too sacred for them to have access to again. All right, so now we're going to do some affirmations. Okay, so if this is your message, you know, feel free to go along with me. You guys can repeat these affirmations. If you guys would like, y'all can replay the video and y'all can write these affirmations down, you know. But I want to take a minute, you know, place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. My tears are sacred. My pain has purpose. The universe remembers what I forgot. Justice is already in motion. I release revenge and receive peace. What is mine will always return blessed. My love was never wasted. It was witnessed by the divine. As I heal, I rise, and as I rise, I reclaim my power. You are not broken, you are becoming. All right? So y'all could say that, and y'all, you know, if y'all want to, y'all can replay that video back, you know, and y'all can write these down, and feel free to say these every day, you know, but call your power back, you know, fix your crown. It's something about that. All right. So to every woman who's been played, who gave her heart, her body, her prayers, and her light, and was betrayed, this is for you. You are not weak for loving. You are not foolish for trying. Your tears were not in vain. Your healing is your karma, and his karma is watching you become untouchable. You are the blessing, not the broken one. And now you get to reclaim your light, not just with the strength, but with the divine justice on your side. Stay rooted, stay rising, stay radiant. Until next time, and this is me reminding you guys, your cry doesn't go unnoticed, it moves heaven. All right, so I really pray that this message really helps you guys. I pray that it, you know, gives you guys some type of faith, encouragement, you know, guidance, you know. But fix your crown, love yourself. Everything's gonna be okay. But it's very important for us to know, you know, nobody knows anyone's spiritual ranking. So we got to be careful when we cross paths of, you know, certain people God just don't play about, you know. And it's like when you got somebody that loves you genuinely, you know, it's not really a large selection of good people out here. So it's like if you got somebody good, hold on to them, love them more, pour into them, okay? And most importantly, pour into yourself, love yourself. Stand up for you, show up for you. All right, but I love y'all. Y'all stay blessed, and I'll see you next time.